This is Wheeljack from the Bumblebee movie. This is probably the best design of Wheeljack out there, so it's a mystery as to why the new Wheeljack design in Rise of the Beast looks like that. Aesthetically, this figure does everything right. So today we're going to be talking about why this design of Wheeljack blows this one out of the water, but mostly still reviewing this figure. For the box, you have some nice art of Wheeljack over there. Here's a quick look at the side, the back, and the other side. And I really do miss this style of packaging with the plastic window. I do not care about packaging. Now, before I insanely compare it to an unreleased design, first let's take a look at the actual figure. This is a really great figure. The level of intricacy this figure has throughout it is really impressive. The transformation on this is also a bit complicated, but we'll get to that later. This figure is a mainly white color, but it's not a pure white, it's more of an off-white. And then you have green and reds on the chest piece with that Autobot logo. This guy has an insane head sculpt. There is so much going on to it. They even managed to give him some blue eyes, which are really tiny, but all around the head sculpt, it does look very cool. It kind of reminds me of a Mega Man helmet. He's got his classic ears sticking out at the side, which are a nice blue color, and then some silver on the front. He has those resembling wing pieces attached to his shoulders, which do have some accentuating designs to it, as to not make them too plain. A good level of sculpting on the shoulders, and a lot of stuff going on the arms, just taking all that nice level of detail he's got. Just take it all in. Down over here at the crotch piece, very mechanical looking because he is a mechanical robot. A lot of great stuff going on here, and I am loving the sculpt of the legs, and it has some nice panel working throughout it. Honestly, if you were to panel line this figure, it would really bring it out even more. This figure kind of has a minor Gundam vibe to it, especially in the legs and a little bit on the head. Comment below if you guys see that too, or if I'm just insane. Yes! Over to the chest piece, it's a little bit bulky, but not too bad. You have the green at the center with a nicely printed on Autobot logo, some nice reds, and transparent windows. The wheels are also a transparent plastic. There are a lot of transparent parts on this figure, and it makes me a little bit worried. And then here's a look at the rest of the back of the figure. I'm really impressed with the level of high intricacy they managed to put onto this figure. The bottom of the feet do become the front mode of the car, the wheels fold in back here for the robot mode, the slot for a stand. This piece can come off so you can have a cleaner looking arm, but you do have some gaping holes there now, and then you would have to put it back on for the transformation. And here he is next to some other Autobots and a KO Optimus. Here he is next to War for Cybertron Wheeljack and Alternators Wheeljack. I don't like this figure. Now let's take a moment and compare him to that new Wheeljack design. And as you can see, they look nothing alike. This is my favorite Wheeljack design out there. I'm not a big fan of how the head looks, and I'm not too fond of the brown color as well as the glasses. The chest piece on this I think is much better. This one also has a much slimmer design. I feel like that one's a bit too bulky for Wheeljack. It looks like he's wearing suspenders, and honestly, I'm just not a big fan of it. Now I do applaud them for trying something new, and I do like it when they experiment with different designs. Ultimately though, my opinion doesn't matter. Props to the team who worked on the design. I know they worked hard on it. It's not going to be the end of the world. And I just want to finish this video so I can watch some anime. Now on my copy, a lot of the joints are really tight, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, I guess. But for the articulation, the head can move up and down. It does have a 360 rotation. This wing piece is attached to the arm, and it can move. You get 360 arm rotation. The arm can move out. There is a hinge joint over here, so you could fudge it around a little bit to get some extra range of movement. A very nice elbow bend. He does have a waist rotation, which is really nice. This does get in the way though. The leg can move forward and back, as well as out to the side like that. There's a very nice leg rotation and a 90-degree knee bend. The feet can move back and forth, and there is a pivot, but it's very tight. Here's a look at his blaster. I think it looks really nice and very complex. There is quite a bit of intricacy going on throughout it. Now I found putting the blasters in his hands to be a little bit tight on the right hand, so I mainly kept it in his left hand. The same hand I used to jerk. And compared to the Bumblebee figure, there are quite a few similarities, which might be more apparent in the vehicle mode. First of all, they both have heads. So that's a thing. You notice that this one doesn't have a backpack. The front of the vehicle mode for Bumblebee is at the back. For this one, it's all at the front. Both of them have these parts at the legs that you're supposed to turn around. Both of them have wheels hiding away at the back. And I do feel like the legs share a little bit of similarity as well in design. And they both sort of, but not really, have something resembling wings. Now let's get on to the transformation for the figure. The transformation on this is pretty complex, and it's kind of tight too. By that meaning a lot of parts might run into each other while you're transforming the figure. First, let's bring down the wings. Now let's untab the head and bring this out. We can unfold this as well. And I'm not mature. Make sure to like and subscribe. Untab this from right here. We can straighten this up, bring it back, and make sure to turn the head sideways. Now what we can do is bring the arms up, rotate them out like this, bend the arms in, same with this one, and we'll get back to that later. Now we'll move down to the feet. Over here we'll untab the wheels from the back of the figure, rotate this up. This needs to be pulled out, and then you can rotate it up. Same with this one, untab there, rotate it up, pull out, rotate it up. Now we can fold these down. Same with here, and we can worry about tabbing that in later. Bring the feet down, rotate the waist. Now we can get everything situated and tab these all into place. Same here on this side. Tab that all into place. Connect that front section, which can be a little bit difficult to do. Bring down that front piece, fold this in. Now what we can do here is rotate the arms to where they're like that, and then rotate this piece to where it's in there. Do the same exact thing for the other side. Make sure everything is tabbed into place properly. And now we need to push this forward to get these pieces to connect. Make sure everything's pushed in place properly. We need to connect this top piece in. And lastly, flip that over. And here is the Cybertronian vehicle mode for Jazz. I really do like this sports car looking vehicle mode. Like I said, I'm a bit worried about the translucent plastic. Hopefully that holds up over time. This part at the top here does look kind of weird having it fold in like that with these gaps at the side. You could maybe bring it back out, and it doesn't look too bad like that. But for accuracy's sake, which I would know nothing about, this needs to be in there. The front of the vehicle mode looks really great. He does roll. It's got a nice little stripe going through here. A lot of nice panel working. I love the designs on the wheels as well. The underneath of the vehicle mode looking really nice as well. You can see they added a little bit of designs, and there is weapon storage. This part right over here can attach there, and I really do like that style of weapon storage. Here is alongside B127. Ignore that this is not fully tabbed in all the way. I just quickly transformed it to compare these two. You can see there's a lot of similarities to these vehicle modes. This one is a bit longer though. For a deluxe class figure, the transformation on this is a bit complex, but the vehicle mode really is cool looking. And overall, this is a great figure. Now, if you want to see a review where I got the name of the Constructicons wrong and had to cut it out later with the YouTube editor, check out my bootleg Devastator review here.